For 85 days and nights, the Taygete volcano sent its flaming insides into the sky and down the slopes to the sea on what they call La Isla Bonita, the beautiful island, here in the Canaries. La Palma and its people watched and waited. The bright red river didn't move quickly. Christmas Day 2021, the eruption was finally declared over. When a volcanic disaster is declared over, what of the people who escaped and whose homes are buried under that? Welcome to Beyond Borders, and it's still hot. Almost 1,200 homes burned or buried. 6,000 people evacuated.
You cannot live here anymore.
Melanie Kruger was one of them. I'm going to walk around the side of this pile of ash. And the top of your house would have been here.
Yes, so it's
And
down
how much further down here do you think it is now?
15 meters or more.
That is so sharp. It's not that heavy, but my goodness, what damage it's done.
But you have here the heavy ones, you see it here. And this came out of the volcano like this, like a bomb.
Before the eruption, it was woods, trees, gentle meadows, gentle slopes. Well, you can see what it was like if we look over there. You can see houses that have escaped entirely. The lava just coming down this way to create this extraordinary landscape where you can see, well, no houses. And the only sign of life is that palm tree just down there. How did that escape? How did that manage to survive such an extraordinary event which stretches for miles and miles? Melanie and her husband Jorge now live in 2 containers bolted together. One of 85 provided at a cost of more than $5 million. Melanie sells volcanic jewelry at a Sunday market, and we will see her there later in the program. It is a bumpy ride to Julio Cesar Leal's new goat farm and milking parlor, untouched and across the Cumbre Vieja slopes from where he used to make his living.
Antigua explotación, falda Tajogaite.
This is the moment when his old cheese factory and his livelihood went up in smoke.
Volcano.
Julio Cesar has since expanded his business, has a new cheese factory, and does work for local farmers who haven't been so fortunate. We're introduced to a 3-week-old kid that's been abandoned by its mother. Julio names her the English in our honor.
Inglés.
You think she's thirsty?
A lot of people would have thought that their way of life was finished.
Sí, claro. Ya por lo menos los 14 ganaderos que estaban conmigo, ya ellos hubieran desaparecido, porque aquí no hay más nadie que compre leche. Bien, fíjate tú que la otra fábrica que había aquí, también la evacuaron y tuvieron ellos que, tuve que recoger la leche a toda la otra fábrica. ¿Entiendes? Las 2 fábricas que funcionaban aquí para recoger leche a los ganaderos, pues las 2 las tenía yo. Era más feliz antes. Antes era mucho más feliz porque ya podía ser. Ahora lo que hago es trabajar más, ¿sabes? Ya es para poder recuperar una cuarta parte de lo que yo había conseguido, tengo que trabajar mucho más. ¿Entiendes? Estoy todo el día trabajando, todo el día.
The lava field is 3 kilometers wide, 6 kilometers long, and as much as 60 meters thick. It buried the main road, separating communities. A 10-minute trip to see friends or family nearby turned into a 2-hour drive around the island. Heat was the problem in any rebuild. We've just stopped at the side of the road because we've been told about temperatures. And although it's not obviously burning my hands, it's very, very hot indeed. I wouldn't want to hold it for long. Apparently, only 3 meters down, 21 months after the eruption, temperatures of these rocks, this lava, can still be as much as 500 degrees centigrade. Engineers took this photograph near to where they're working. The lava is still molten. They were advised to wait 400 days before starting work on account of the temperature. They waited 1. And when we visit, they are about to declare its job done. Modern tarmac would melt, so they take lava, crush it, add volcanic ash and salt water, and lay down a heat-resistant surface, an ancient technique apparently borrowed from the Romans. Aside from the road, 10% of the vast lava field will be reclaimed for agricultural use. But 90% is being designated a national park, and that's something that Oscar Andres is unhappy about. He's fighting the local authority for the right to rebuild the homes he rented to tourists.
Mi idea es construir un pueblo en medio de la lava, protegiendo todo el entorno, no rompiendo más que lo preciso, y hacer algo peculiar, llamativo, atractivo, que la gente venga a visitarlo y diga, oye, hemos recuperado de una manera elegante la zona, y hacerla productiva. Claro, y no hay que denostarla, no hay que verlo como algo negativo a largo plazo, pero hay que sacarle un rendimiento, hay que aprovecharlo y no hay que destruirlo, más que lo preciso, perdón. No hay que destruirlo, evidentemente, pero hay que aprovecharlo.
It's Sergio Matos's job to oversee the resurrection of the area.
Esperemos que en los próximos meses esté tanto el el decreto de reconstrucción del Gobierno de Canarias, como también el decreto de reconstrucción de las fincas agrícolas que fueron afectadas por el volcán. Hoy por hoy, les podría decir que lo único que estamos recuperando es pues, personas a las que se les ha dado vivienda, pero se está trabajando incansablemente entre empresas públicas y las administraciones públicas, junto con la sociedad civil, para que esos decretos también sean efectivos, porque en los próximos meses se va a ver el futuro de la isla de La Palma, y yo creo que ese planeamiento será a 10 años, porque esa es la realidad. Tenemos que ir poco a poco y después tendremos que seguir buscando financiación.
At a local football match, we find the mayor of El Paso, Sergio Rodriguez. We've been told about emergency laws that are supposed to provide compensation or new land for those who lost their homes. The mayor's been widely praised by those we meet, but other officials have been the subject of complaints.
We've just had a goal for the local team.
Yes,
Oh.
my team.
Oh, that's good news. That's
My
great
team.
news. That's great news. But back to the serious stuff. Well, this is serious too
Yeah,
in its
yeah,
own way.
yeah.
But I'm wondering about mistakes that were made.
I think the first mistake is they didn't understand the situation really. It was new for all of us. I don't know why they respond in the way they did. I suppose I thought that the first thing we should do is to give the money as soon as possible, and the other officials not. I don't know why.
Your people, those who live in your municipality, you're the mayor,
Yeah.
they tell you thanks, you've done a great deal. But other people you must hear are saying we're still suffering.
The other people from other municipalities came to my office because they thought we respond the other way, faster than the other ones, no? So we receive a lot of money from people all over the world.
Donations, yeah.
Yes, donations. And we decided to give the people suffering the money as soon as possible. The first and the other one, I don't know why, they decided to keep the money in their banks, instead of give the money to the people.
It's Carnival weekend and Carlos Denis is raising money for children who can't afford the end-of-term school trip.
Gracias. Oh, más. Bien. Thank you.
He used to cater on a much larger scale with his own beachside restaurant, Kiosco Los Guieres. It no longer exists, and Carlos hasn't seen where it was since the eruption. Until now, he couldn't face it. You can't get there by road, so Carlos agrees to come with us by boat.
Tremendo capitán.
Capitán, me llama David.
¿Cómo están ustedes? Era un restaurante de bastante fama del turista y de la gente nuestra de aquí. Muy visitado por todas. Al día 120, 150 personas diarias ahí, posible.
Okay.
Y días más. Y estuvo tiempo rodeado de la fajana por allá, la fajana por este lado y el kiosco en el medio. Y estuvo la lava quieta. Y yo pensé que iba a sobrevivir el restaurante.
It is an extremely emotional journey. Carlos has just told me that we didn't know this, that not only have we seen his restaurant destroyed today, and that's the first time he's seen it, but here in Porto Naus is his home, which he's had to leave. When lava hits the sea, it can release sulfuric, hydrochloric, and hydrofluoric acid. Here, the danger is raised levels of carbon dioxide. Scientists and politicians disagree with former residents about when it will be safe to return to this holiday ghost town. Tourism and bananas, the two major industries, and Fran Garlaz, whose plantation is right behind Puerto Naos, is giving me a lesson in botany.
When the banana produces the flower, the fruits, the banana go to dead. Only have one life.
He claims that water has been corruptly diverted after pipes were fractured by the eruption, and accuses greedy people of paying more to get their supplies back. This year he has no banana crop.
The pipes are broken because the coladas broke the old pipes.
Yeah.
But the government don't put until now the good water to put in the plantations.
But it's 1 year, 1.5 years almost. When do you think you will get it?
They say before that in September, but no September and December. No, maybe on now March, but we don't know when.
And without that, you won't be able to grow. Will you have a business?
No, it's impossible. What kind of business?
In a neighbourhood of temporary wooden homes, we listened as its displaced residents discussed the aftermath of the eruption.
Y lo peor de todo, cuando pasó el volcán, sin poder sacar nada de casa.
Y la incertidumbre.
La incertidumbre.
El saber dónde nos vamos a quedar esta noche.
Sí.
¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿Qué hacemos mañana?
4 días viviendo en un cuadro de caballo, imagínate.
Y nosotros.
En un colchón sucio, encima manta sucia y me enfermé.
Claro.
Me enfermé de salud.
Y mi casa era, pues por dentro era de madera, casi toda. O sea, todos los techos a 4 aguas.
Sí.
Y la tenía perfectamente adaptada para la
situación.
Y era muy feliz en todo.
Claro.
Pero ahora está debajo de 30 metros de lava.
Sí.
O sea, le pasó prácticamente
A mí me
pronto.
han dicho lo mismo, que hay
Sí.
mucho metro lava encima
Sí,
y ese ni en 20 años ni se
No.
va a enfriar. Yo con 20 años voy a tener 76 años. ¿Dónde voy yo con 76 años? ¿A fabricar otra vez?
Sí.
No se puede.
Pues yo tengo un caso parecido, lo que pasa es que yo tengo
Sí.
71
Sí,
y tuve que, al no darme el gobierno casa adaptada,
claro.
no tuve ni la suerte esta,
Sí.
tuve que pedir crédito.
Ah, claro. Ya.
Con 71 años pedir crédito,
No te dejan, ¿no?
no tienes tiempo. O sea, el problema
sí.
es que a muchos de nosotros
Sí.
el volcán nos ha matado, no el presente,
Total.
sino el futuro
Total.
es lo que nos ha
Sí.
matado.
Total.
Sí.
Karen Bansberg had to flee her home when the volcano first erupted, and later watched on the evening news as it was completely engulfed.
When the volcano was going on, I was in my house. All my house was making a lot of noise. It was without going still. It was really difficult. I had to run. And the most difficult thing is I can't get anything out of there. And then we have to begin again from zero till up. It isn't easy. I'm now 56 years old. And to make it again, I've worked all my day. All my day I worked. And now I have nothing. I'm glad I have now a roof above my head. But I was 4 months in a stable from horses, sleeping on difficult.
Sleeping on the floor?
Yes, on the floor. The difficulty is also, where do you go? Because to go to a house and pay for it, the people here ask the double price than normal. And how can we pay it?
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Were they taking advantage?
Well, I don't know. It's really sad because not all the people, I have to say, but the most of the people, it's really difficult to get a house from when you want to rent it. It's really difficult. And I do everything for my daughter. It's the only thing that I have. I'm sorry. It's a little bit hard.
The long-term effect of those 85 days in late 2021 are being studied closely.
Creo sinceramente que la población tiene el corazón roto. Tiene el corazón roto porque evidentemente lo que se ha vivido en esta isla es muy fuerte. No soy capaz de ponerme en la piel de las personas que han perdido no solo su vivienda, sino su proyecto de vida. Si a un año vista desde la situación más compleja no se han desarrollado pues esas patologías más graves, yo entiendo que no se deberían de producir a lo largo del tiempo, porque hay estudios que demuestran que cuando se trabaja la fase de duelo en situaciones previas, iniciales, se disminuye mucho la posibilidad de cronificar esas patologías de salud mental. Evidentemente no todos los casos son iguales, no todas las situaciones son iguales y la capacidad de adaptación no es la misma, pero yo creo sinceramente que la población de la Isla Palma tiene capacidad para salir adelante y espero y deseo que no tengamos que trabajar con la salud mental por un agravio en la situación de las personas.
It's Sunday morning and Melanie is at the flea market with her volcanic jewellery.
Do you think most people who live here just accept that it's a risk they have to take?
Yes, they accepted, but they didn't expect it. Yeah, so they were surprised. Even here, there are some of my friends, yeah, they have no house anymore. And they waited until the last day. It was a rumor before, it was like a noise, and you have to accept it, to expect it, but they couldn't believe it, and then they waited until the last day and just took one thing out, like a stupid thing, what you wouldn't really need, because they were so surprised.
We have a lot of problems here. Everyone is thinking that everyone is going good, but nothing is going good. The people are quite bad here. The prices is so expensive to live. So a lot of people from the island have to move to another island, to Spain or somewhere. And we have any help. No one is helping us. They forgot about us. A lot of people are still living in the hotel, people living in a car with the dogs, because no one likes to take dogs or cats or animals. We have a lot of problems here still.
They make some money at the market, but businesses have been badly hit. Many lost. Only disaster tourism is on the rise.
Que mientras el volcán estaba en auge, había mucha prensa, televisión de todo el mundo, y nos sentíamos acompañados. Hoy en día ya somos historia. Ustedes vienen aquí, pero no es lo más común. Viene el turista a sacar la foto y nada más. Pero esa publicidad de nuestra situación ya no existe. Hay otras cosas en el mundo, ¿verdad? Tenemos el terremoto de Turquía, entre otras cosas. Hay muchas más noticias que son actuales y que tienen más empuje a la hora de emitir un programa, ¿no? O sea, para nosotros es muy importante que se siga hablando de La Palma, que se vea en el mundo que seguimos sufriendo, porque las consecuencias del volcán las vamos a tener durante muchos años, ¿no? El palmero es una persona muy fuerte. No se hunde, no es fácil hundirlo. Yo sé que saldremos adelante, pero que tardaremos muchos años, sí. Y entonces yo confío que no nos olviden, que de vez en cuando aparezca por aquí alguna televisión o alguien con buena voluntad como ustedes, y que sigan emitiendo esos programas y diciendo La Palma sigue sufriendo, ¿verdad?
The following day, we meet Amilcar Cabrera, the engineer in charge of the island's volcanic emergency plan. We're touring a village where the oozing lava flow stopped, eventually.
And the lava is still under here?
Yes.
Molten lava under here?
Sí, yes.
That's extraordinary, and that's what
you
it looks...
look, the lava inside to the houses.
Whoa. That's part of the house.
It's concrete.
Yeah.
Scotch.
Look. That's what the lava has done to the structure of the house.
And then, walking back through what appears to be a deserted street, we meet Iraidis Fajardo, whose parents built this house. She was born here and wants to stay for the rest of her life.
So this window was blown out?
This window.
And the floor?
The floor, and the door, this another door, this door and this window.
All blown out?
Yeah. Here, the lava didn't affect.
How lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Very lucky compared with the people that lost everything they had. In both sides, there were a lot of houses. And now we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 houses in all the street.
Wow.
The volcano destroyed everything here.
Meanwhile, back on board the Eco-Fancy, Carlos dreams of a new restaurant, but says his wife wants to leave the island. It's too painful to stay.
Ay, volcán malo, qué daño nos hiciste.
And perhaps it's too dangerous, because they knew for some time that this was coming. In the last 500 years, there have been 7 other eruptions, 3 of them since 1949. The people we've met on this island are living on a lava lake that is 2,000 times bigger than that which was spewed out by Tayogeti. And experts say it's not a case of if it happens again, but when.